Hello everybody! I'm Hope and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Heaven's Feel. It's been over an hour since I recorded the last episode in which I got the normal ending, the cherry blossoms ending. I still have a really bad headache and my stomach hurts, so that's fantastic. But I decided I gotta get the true end. I need to see what happens. And then after that's done, all I have left is all the bonus content, which I'll do in a few bonus episodes. But I just want to say that I completed Heaven's Feel tonight. I'm emotionally drained, but I at least want to try again. So I looked through my saves, and I noticed that there's only two choices that there were before getting to normal end. And so I decided to go back to the earlier choice and try something else, the earliest choice. So if we use another, let's try to wait this time, because I was thinking maybe if we save a projection, then Shirou won't be dead by the time he gets to Sakura. He'll have a little bit of energy left by that time. So that could alter things a bit. So let's wait. I trust her. I have to trust her and wait. What good will it do even if I attack Saber now? What can I do with my projection that's already prepared? Our plan's already been determined. Ryder accepted my strategy, temporarily acknowledging me as her master. So... Saber's sword cuts through empty space. Ryder has already retreated out of Saber's range. And it's the greatest retreat possible. She jumps back to the edge of the cavern. Saber can't pursue her. Ryder's chain is tangled around her legs. That's why Ryder went on her knees. Ryder persistently attacked Saber's upper body, entangled her legs as the final attack, and nailed her in place by piercing the nailed dagger into the ground. That's awesome. Magical energy courses through Saber's body. Saber takes on lightning and easily destroys the chain. But it's too late. A small opening lasts a mere 2 seconds, but that's more than Ryder needs. 50 meters. Seeing the sudden gap between them, Saber instantly realizes Ryder's intention. Then there's only one way to oppose it. The strongest attack for a strongest attack. Ultimate Beam Struggle 2.0. Ah, yee. That is one of the coolest noble phantasms, though. Black light flows out. A scorching wind bursts forth from Saber's sword. A comet will attack her in the next second. The strongest noble phantasm is employed to wipe out the pure white light from Ryder. Oh, this is going the same as, right. Okay, I'll read anything that looks new. This is still amazing. This is one of my favorite moments. Ekusu. Its true name is Cass. Yep. Oh. The true name is revealed. Saber's sword transforms into a blazing black flame. I love it so much. Right, okay. So this is all gonna be a second projection.
I am the bone of my sword.
Still love that line so much.
Lo Hayas!
Such a great voice line. Yeah, I'll just cut in the video. Just make a cut.
Say.
Since this is all the same.
Shirou.
Pain. Absolute fucking pain. Alright, we're on to nuke. We're on to new content, boys, apparently. Unless this is another bad end. My consciousness is breaking apart. A mere 100 meters become an impossibly vast expanse. Yep. So things are going the same. It's only a matter of time before the cavern collapses. The ceiling's crumbling in places and the ground is strewn with rubble. My joints are stiff. It hurts to bend my limbs. If I let my guard down, I stop breathing. Finally, with the determination it would take to stick a knife in my throat, I managed to take a few breaths. I keep doing it in spite of the pain, because people can't live without oxygen. I might be able to move without oxygen, and even if I am to breathe, I would stop moving soon. It's hot. Hundreds of blades are growing out of my body. An inescapable death by skewering. I am the bone of my sword. But I already knew that. Said... Oh, Kotomine said the time bomb was activated when I used projection. So this end was already determined. My legs are heavy. I don't know what I'm doing. My heart's about to explode from pain, fatigue, and emptiness. But just a bit more. Everything will end once I beat him. There's no one in my way. There's no one getting in my way anymore. But... Alright, what's gonna happen? Shadow wavers. In front of the crater of the Great Holy Grail, bathed in the ruddy glow. What?
Kotomine Kirei.
Oh my god. Look at him. Final boss Kirei? Final boss Kirei. That's all. Look at him. He looks so fucking cool. Well, this is different. This is certainly way different.
Ah, お互いかろうじて生き延びているようだな、エミヤシロ。
Yeah, this route wouldn't have been complete without a final confrontation between these two. I was talking about how thematic that would be. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the true ending, right? This has got to be the route to the true ending. Or the good end, normal end, big boy end. We got the normal end. Based end? A voice filled with strong will, as if it's fate. The man blocks my way through this desolate realm. Oh my god. This music, dude, this final... Oh, you're approaching me? What are you doing? I don't ask him how he's alive. He's dying. I don't feel magical energy from his body. Right. Because Angra's the only thing letting him live. He died 10 years ago. There's a black stain where his heart should be. Like me, a brief fire that's turned like a turned hourglass. I love how they're both dying men. Like, they're both dying. This is the last stand. I don't hear his heartbeat. He doesn't have much longer to live. This is not speculation, but a predication. Ah, this track is amazing. God, that is so cool. They're both about to die at the end of their road. Kotomine Kirei will die in a few minutes, even if he doesn't do anything. So what is this fight for? If they're gonna fight, then what is it all for?
何をするなどと分かりきったことを聞く。私の目的はただ一つ。この呪いを誕生させることのみだ。
So yeah, in his last minutes, he's gonna try to kill Shirou so the thing can be born. He knows that.
そいつはお前のものになってならない。
当然だ。私はこれに干渉することはできんし、これに干渉する気もない。だが言ったはずだぞ。私は誕生するものを祝福すると。
Shirei, wow. Kirei is such an awesome and fascinating villain.
これは今まさに生まれようとしている。ならばその誕生を阻む外敵から守ってやるのは当然ではないかな。
正気か、琴峰。そんな今にも死にそうな体で何を言ってやがる。
それはお前も同じだろう。正気など当にない。
Yeah.
目的を果たしたところで我々の末路は同じだ。
We're both just broken, insane men fighting for their last stand, their last little dream. Wow.
お前はこれを滅ぼし、私はこれを守る。だが、どちらが目的を果たそうと、結果を得る者はいない。無意味な争いだ。そんなものをする時点で、
Perfect.
私もお前も正気ではないだろう。
What a perfect way to describe it. We are two madmen engaging in useless folly. Love. Oh, this is so good. Kotomine will not back down. He won't retreat, and I can't use projection as long as he's there. So, we gotta beat Kirei in order to get to the Great Grail. I need time to project. He'll smash my head if I show such an opening.
なんでだよ。なんでそこまでそいつを守る。そいつが出てきたところであんたに帰るものなんてないんだろう。
Even on the verge of death, why does he approve of mankind's enemy, all evils of this world?
なぜも何もない。私にとってはこれが唯一の娯楽だから。エミやシロ、お前が他人の幸福に至福を感じるように。
Yep.
私は他人の不幸に至福を感じるだけだ。
Oh, wow, that is... God, they're just complete opposites yet the same at the same time. Like mirror images of each other.
そもそもなぜ殺す。生まれる前から悪と決めつけるのは傲慢ではないか。帰りたがっている命ならば孵化させてやるのが愛ではないのか。
Yeah. We've understood this point of Kirei's, and it is such an interesting point because it relegates back to his own birth and his story.
何が愛だ。へりくつ言うな。あれはもう多くの人間を殺してきた。
Well, Kirei's gonna argue that that was just Sakura.
ほう。では聞こう。お前の言う善悪とは何だ。人を殺すことが絶対の悪だとお前はそう言うのか。
We're asking the really complex questions now. What is good and what is evil?
それ、
It's not exactly an easy thing to answer. Good and evil mean nothing to me now. The justice Emiya Shirou believed in disappeared the instant I decided to save Sakura. I feel like this game delves into a lot of different forms of heroism. Like, despite everything, there are different types of heroes. Like, on his own, Emiya, like future Emiya, Archer Emiya, is a hero in his own way, the same way that UBW Shirou is a hero, and even Heaven's Field Shirou is a hero, because as much as you want to argue ideals and justice, a hero saves somebody. As long as they save one person, they'll be a hero to that person, and a hero in essence.
それでいい。元より答えなどない。人間とはそういうものだ。
Yep.
明確な答えなどなく、変動する真実を良しとする。
So true, so
我々に
real.
は初めから真実となる事柄なぞない。人間は善悪を同時に兼ね備え、その属性を分けるのはあくまで自身の選択による。始まりはゼロであり、生まれ出ることに罪はないと。
ああ、たとえそれが悪であろうと赤ん坊に罪はないと。
そうだ。人間は生まれ、学習によって善か悪か、
Yeah, but what about the
そのどちら
ones?
かに偏るもの。
What about the ones who are just
とあ
born
る
that
聖
way?
典にはこうある。人間は天使より優れた存在だと。 何故か。それは悪を知りながらも悪に走らぬ者がいるからだ。
Oh, interesting. In a way, Shirou and Kirei are the same in the sense that they were born. They didn't get to choose what they believed in. They were simply born the way that they were. Sure, it was a big part. Actually, no, they were both circumstances. His father was religious, and Shirou was saved by a hero. Yeah, it's like they were just born that way.
生まれながら善しか知らぬ天使とは違う。
It's a good point. I like that. I've never heard of that scripture before.
人間とは悪を持ちながら善と生きられる存在ゆえに善しか知らぬ天使より優れたものだと。
Yeah, it's truly righteous to know evil but to choose to be good when there are beings that can only be good.
しかり吐き気を催すような悪人が戯れに見せる善意がある。
And moments of evil shown by good men.
多くの人間を救った聖人が
Yep.
気まぐれに犯す悪意がある。
It's all muddled. It's a muddled mess.
両立する善意と悪意こそが人を人たらしめる聖杯だ。
And Kirei makes a lot of good points. He's so fascinating.
生きるということが罪であり、生きているからこその罰がある。
Jesus.
聖あってこその善であり、聖あってこその悪だ。
He's laying out the constants and variables of life.
故に生まれいでぬ者に罪過は問えぬ。何者にも望まれぬもの。生まれながらに悪であるものなどない。あれは誕生するその瞬間まで罰を受けるいわれはない。
Ah, yes. That's Kotomine's answer. That man pardons all evils of this world for this reason alone.
だからって許すのか。こいつは初めから殺すためだけのものだ。外に出ることで多くの人間が死ぬと分かっているのなら、それは俺たちにとって紛れもない悪だろう。
Dude, look at how shredded Kirei is compared to Shirou. Like, we all know Shiro's a buff boy, but Jesus, Kirei's shredded.
そうだ。これは存在自体が悪だ。何しろそのように作られた。初めから悪であるようにと生まれたのだ。人間とは違う。これは悪しかもたん。人々が作り上げた純粋な単一心だ。だが、その行為が悪だとしても、あれ本人がそれをどう思うかはまだわかるまい。
What Angramanyu thinks about his own actions? Yeah, we never ever considered that.
そうだ。この世すべての悪本人が自らの行動を悪しと嘆くか、良しと笑うか。もしあれに人に近い意志があり、自らの存在を嘆くのであれば、それは悪だろう。だが、自らの存在に何の疑問も持たなければあれは善だ。何しろ、そのように望まれたもの。自らの機能に疑いを持たぬのであれば
It's really hard to argue against Kirei. Oh, that's a loud train. The Kirei train's here. Good grief, that's loud.
そう。生まれながらにして持ち得ぬもの。
Those with defects at birth. Yep. Kirei and Shirou.
初めからこの世に望まれなかったもの。それが誕生する意味。価値のないものが存在する価値を。あれは見せてくれた。
That is so fascinating. I never knew that Kirei's character could just be so intertwined with Angramanyu, and it's so ingenious. I'm in love with it.
何もかもなくし何もかも壊した後、ただ一人残ったものが。私はそれが知りたい。外界との隔たりを持った者がありのままに生き続けることに罪があるのかどうか、その是非を問う。
He just wants that answer.
そのためにお前の父を殺し、そのために的尾さくらを生かした。私では答えは出せない。故に答えを出せる者の誕生を願った。
How interesting.
それが私の目的だ。エミヤシロ。自身に帰る望みを持たぬお前と対極
They
に
are
位
of the
置す
same
る
nature.
同質
That's
の願望。
insane to think about. God, they are truly two. Oh, there's. I can't comprehend him. His wish is too alien for me. There's only one thing I understand. That's the only reason he.
さくらをそんなことのためにさくらを利用したのか。
Yes, painful as that is, yes. Shake off the vagueness, glaring at the priest with all the hostility I can muster. And
そうだな。そんなことのために私は多くの者を殺してきた。故に今さら降りることなどできん。
yeah, because Kirei is responsible for the lives that were taken after Sakura was saved by him. He can't back out now. He's like, I kind of committed.
言っただろう。私はそのように生きてきた。その疑問を解くためだけにここにあった。それは死を前にして変わるものでもない。
He makes this declaration, holding my gaze. His words are bold. He states it as a matter of course, saying he has no regret or doubts.
そうか。
That makes me realize we are irreconcilable. I opposed him ever since I first saw him. I finally realized why. I don't want to admit it, but it seems I like Kotomine Kirei. Wow. That's insane. To think the only person I thought like Shirou hated him the same way that he hates Emiya or Archer, in the same way that they can't ever get along. For him to admit that I like Kotomine Kirei, wow. I was frantic to see him as an enemy because I didn't want to accept the fact. It's so interesting how Kirei's every hero needs a villain to defeat at the end, and well, he said we're similar. I understand now. We both believed ourselves to be sinners. Oh my god, you're right. Ah, so brilliant. Nasu's a fucking genius. And we both lived in a certain way to free ourselves of those chains. We both knew we could never be freed. But we believed it was the right atonement, and saw salvation that would never be given to us. God, brilliant characters.
引かないよな、そりゃ。
Neither am I. There's no way he'll withdraw if he's the same as me. It's not that he's trying to grant his wish because he's about to die. That's right. It's not that he's protecting his oath in his last moments. That's how he lived until now. He never walked a different path. So even if he's to die in the next minute, he doesn't know any other way to live. Damn, that's so insane.
それにな。告白すれば干渉でもある。
Wow, Kirei feeling sentimental?
以前からよもやとは思っていたが、ことここに至ってようやく気がついた。
He steps forward. There's not much time left for either of us, so we have to settle the match quickly. We have to extinguish the other's fire before our own blows out.
私はお前たちを羨んでいる。
He admitted it. Kirei is a tragic character in his own way. He admitted it. I envy you
求
people.
めても得られなかったもの。手に入れたというのに手に入らなかったもの。どのような戒律をもってしても、指の隙間からこぼれ落ちた無数の檻。
That's sad. That is so sad. I'm glad we got to hear this raw truth from Kirei.
お前たちが幸福と感じるものが。
Oh, that's so sad. He envied what other people call happiness. What a broken man. God, Kirei is such a good character, such a good villain. This is one of my favorite, battlegrounds for a final fight. It's thematically perfect. We're fighting at oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. I know Fate Zero has kind of gotten to be not as good, but Zero's enhancing this for me, believe it or not.
その鬱積をここで帳消しにするのみだ。私に幸福と感じられなかった。
Yeah. He's empty because he couldn't obtain it, no matter what he tried. He sought and sought but couldn't obtain happiness, and the only way of life he found was carrying death. So how can he abandon his way of life now?
そうか。無駄な時間を使わせたな、琴峰。
What a perfect final fight that we're gonna have. Fucking Kirei versus Shirou. I know we had it in the Fate route, but this is just better. I resume breathing. Pulling oxygen into my lungs, I get my body ready for battle.
構わん。時間がないのはお互い様だ。
Ah, you're both dying men. Strength enters Kotomine's body. There's no way this is going to turn into a battle of magic. Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking fist fight. We're both almost dead. All we can do is drive our fists into our opponent. There's no technique or strategy involved. It's a mere brawl to the death. I love that. It's just a mere brawl to the fucking death. He needs to kill me to make his own wish come true. I need to kill him to destroy his wish. We both put our lives on the line. I need to beat him and eliminate the shadow before my life burns out. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna die, the Emiya theme. He kicks off the ground and runs straight at me. I don't have such power left in my legs. I lower my stance, eyes fixed on his oncoming chest, and I swing my fist, full force at a speed he can't avoid. My fist swings through empty space, and I'm the one who gets hit. Yikes. I don't see Kotomine. That speed. The enemy that charged me disappears from my view in an instant. Oh. Dude, we're getting our ass kicked. Crouches down by my left side, slams his palm into my stomach. Kicks up in my body with his lightning fast legs. His kicks are like fire. It's been a while since I felt pain strong enough to make me lose consciousness. How many meters was I kicked up? The impact was strong enough to rip my head off. Now, if I'm going to talk about impact, then the second blow to my stomach was strong enough to pulverize my organs. And he was able to destroy a heart with a punch in Zero. I know this. Taking the shortest route without any initial movement, a circle and a line, it tries to damage the inside instead of outside. Yep. And he's really good at it. It's not something he copied on the spot.
そうでもない。私のこれは真似事だ。死の灯籠を真似ただけのうちに何も宿らぬものだが。
How fitting that his moves are mimicry.
十分のよう。
Wow. It seems to be enough against a dying man. He strikes again, forcing my fused joints to bend. I get up. But Kotomine stops and looks at his fist. His hand's covered in red.
厄介な体だな。撃つ方が命がけとは。
It is a price he had to pay to attack a body made of swords. Oh my god. I gather my consciousness and face my enemy. Look at the swords coming out of him. It doesn't matter. He won't stop attacking, even if faced with the thorns of death.
だがいいハンデだ。
Yes, indeed, Kirei.
つまるところ、私とお前の戦いは。
Kotomine lowers his stance. His trained body is getting ready for the explosion.
外敵との戦いではなく、自身をかける戦いということだ。
Damn straight, Kirei. The enemy closes in. Kotomine is far stronger than me. His fists won't break. At this rate, the hourglass itself will be destroyed before all the sand spills to the bottom. God, Shirou, you're so cool. I don't look away from my enemy, closing in like a spark. I love how half their face is like parallel to each other. There's only one thing I have to do. I have to be faster than last time. I have to punch him faster, even if he avoids it. All I can hear is the sound of my heart pounding in my ears. I take no notice of the rumbling of the raining bits of earth. The one I must defeat is right in front of me. I don't care about some century-old wish or the end of this small world. For Emiya Shirou, defeating this enemy is the last remaining purpose. What? An interlude? Okay, it's gonna be, Rider, I guess? Everything's falling apart. The collapse is definitive. The search that took the Ainsburn 1,000 years. The earnest desire that took the mockery 500 years. The continuous world that was never completed is about to end. Zouken, how are you still alive? Amidst the chaos, it is still conscious. I don't want to die. The body's a mere collection of dark red flesh, bearing no resemblance to a human being. A swarm of worms fills the cavern. It cannot maintain its body, even when using all of the worms. The writhing figure is just a moving pile of meat, but it's alive. The mask curses its rotting, melting body. I don't want to die. Its obsession is the only thing keeping it in this world. My man's passing a kidney stone. He crawls. Mockery Zouken, the old magus, his soul's vessel. Destroyed remains in this world only through sheer force of will. But it's only a matter of time before he dies. He stuffed his rotting soul into a hurriedly constructed worm, but he can't heal his wounds after being killed twice. I don't want to die. The old magus has turned into a pile of flesh and will die after going through immense pain. He'll rot until the very end and die in regret, with his earnest desire in front of him, that he yearned for, what he was about to obtain. Is his dying cry from pain or anguish? I don't want to die. He doesn't want to die. How can he just disappear? 500 years. The result he achieved after 500 years, the reward he deserves, is right in front of him, so why does he have to disappear? Wow, that was incredible voice acting. He only recalls pain. Mockery's karma. A noble family of magi that was driven out of their homeland and declined in this far eastern country, unable to familiarize themselves with the rules of this foreign land. That's wrong. If that were the case, salvation would be possible. Though the reason for his bloodline's end, he may have accepted fate. I don't want to die. But that's not why. It's not the Japanese soil didn't suit them. The Mockery didn't die out because of an external factor. They merely dropped out. It has been 300 years since the start of their search. 300 years was their limit. The family died out in Zouken's generation. Suffering started there, and the old man could do nothing but deny the truth. Mato Zouken's life was a frantic protest against the end of the Mockery bloodline. I don't want to die. 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 I gotta give a big thumbs up to Zouken's VA. That is some of the most incredible, pain-filled agony screams I've ever heard. It's not possible to anybody's painful enough to really pain the 500. I'm gonna read this to myself. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, it didn't. Fuck. I thought it was gonna scroll past. Right, dying's not possible. The rotting body, it's painful. Nothing but pain. The 500 years were filled with pain. Pain filled the whole life, so what's so bad about seeking eternity? Suffering without satisfaction can't disappear without leaving anything behind. The Holy Grail is right there. Grant the wish. The answer being not wanting to die. The wish will come true on top of the cliff, but it's impossible with this body. A short distance is nothing compared to 500 years, so why is it so far away? The meat crawls across the floor, leaving bits of itself behind. Such tenacity. It should have no function to move, but it moves forward with tenacity. A thought that's filled only with obsession. Ignoring the impending collapse, it moves forward to the Holy Grail. Someone calls out to the hideous monster. Oh my god, Ilya's here! That's Ilya, right? A bell-like beautiful voice.
Nani?
He looks up. Oh, huh? What? Oh. Oh. Dude, she looks like Justice. Is that the fucking dress? The Heaven's Feel dress? Within the blur stands a girl. The flash stops moving forward. It looks up at the girl in astonishment. The old Magus doesn't see her. Oh, it's Justice talking through, yeah, it's Justice talking through Ilya. The woman deep in his memory. Einsburn's golden saint who has stayed in his mind without fading. 200 years ago, his partner sacrificed herself to create the Great Holy Grail. Oh, that probably fucked him up, didn't it? That probably screwed him up a lot. Yeah, so she was the first to create the Great Holy Grail, yeah. Oh god, this song playing. It hasn't faded at all. The holy woman still has the eyes he adores. Oh god, does Zouken love her? And the girl lets out a familiar voice. Pure question shields his mind from the pain. Why? 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 Now that she asks him, it's strange. Why doesn't he want to die? Why shouldn't he die? Dying means escaping the pain, so why did he cling on to life along with all the pain involved? He remembers. Yes, in the beginning he had a supreme goal. To obtain all creation. To obtain all knowledge. To reach where no man can reach. Yeah, the Magus' goal. To exceed the limits of the body and reach the infinity we call the soul. The species called humanity has set limits. To go outside the spiral of the brain. To eliminate and cure all hatred and suffering. He remembers. The grief of finding out there's no such thing as paradise. It doesn't exist in this world if its creation is impossible with the human body. He inspired himself to go to a place where it can be done. Not to make a new world, but to change his human life. Oh, this has really made Zouken's character a lot more complex and interesting. That's right, to the sky, to the limits. Be reborn and reach the unimaginable land. The ideal utopia. It is for that reason. That's why he sought the Holy Grail. He sought a miracle beyond human reach. He can't disappear until he makes it reality. He couldn't give up, no matter how many times he was beaten, no matter how often he was shown that he could not reach it. There's only one thing he dreamed of. To eliminate all the evils of this world. Wow, so you're telling me that initially this man's dream was just like Kiritsugu's? I guess it was true that he really became a twisted evil after enduring the pain and suffering of his body like that over and over and over again. It makes sense. Yeah, I feel like that was their purpose. Justice, that one original Tosaka, and Mockery, they were trying to eliminate all the evils of the world. They risked their lives for an ideal that couldn't come true. That's why he remained. He kept seeking even after his enemies died, knowing it was meaningless. He believed he had a reason to exist and that his existence would bring on a successor. That's why he continued to live. He can't die, no matter how much it hurts him. He wanted to overthrow the youthful anguish he felt when he was young. That was his way of life, the answer he came up with. Yes, even if his life is not compensated for. That was his first wish. The pain. How small is the wish of not wanting to die compared to pursuing a wish that will not come true? Wow. Wow. He looks up at the world. The cavern's collapsing. Mato Sakura has been released and taken out of this small world. The third sorcery that was created by mistake, I'll remind you, is flickering like a heat haze. And the old Magus accepts that everything is out of his reach. That's poetic. That's actually beautiful. Yeah. That's actually really touching. For as scummy as he is, that touched me. The end was determined at the start. This is all that Makiri's journey can accomplish, no matter where it ends. But in no way is it a miserable end to a life filled with pain. It's probably just a start. This journey is just starting. 500 years is nothing. How can it be reached in a mere 500 years? What they wished for is distant, dazzling, sacred. Something that will come true in the distant future. A growth of the human species that will come after many years, thousands of years, tens of thousands of years. So this is a trifling but meaningful matter to start the journey. It's not that their desire ends here. The journey starts here. The history to reach the distance starts its loop with an end of a dream. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. The voice is out of the old Magus. No matter what light he sought, he's a heretic who approved of wrongdoing. Not hiding it until the very end, he cuts his attachment to life. The last one disappears. One of the Magi that sought a miracle. The observer that also started everything rots away. What an incredible character. I just gotta give props. Zouken was a fucking great character. Like, I thought he was just some evil jerkbag in Zero. I didn't expect him to be this complex and interesting, and what a good-ass character. Just a good villain, too. Like, all the villains in this game have been fantastic. Wow. That's sad. And with that he dies, yeah. A pile of flesh is buried without trace by the crumbling rocks. The one that lived on, taking many forms. Every last trace of the Magus vanishes from the world, as the embodiment of his desire is destroyed. That was amazing. It was a fantastic interlude. Whoa. What is this song? Oh, it's a rock track. Ooh! They have, are you serious? They have their own track for the final battle. This is epic. A final battle between dying men. This is awesome. His palm slams against me. It doesn't matter what my body's made of. The attack's meant to damage inside me, so the impact mercilessly pierces through me. I'm overwhelmed in this battle. Oh my god, this song is so good! Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That riff is so good. Da-da-da-da-da. My fists are dodged and parried, while his attacks land cleanly. Every time his fists hit me. They saved this slapper of a song for the final battle in the entire VN? That's a genius decision. Oh, this song is so good! Every time his fist hits me, my vision whites out. It's not because of the damage, but because of the pain brought on by my left arm, which tries to heal and overwrite my wounded body. All he can do is block. Like, Kirei's fucking whooping his ass. I protect my head. My face hasn't turned into swords yet. It'll be over if I'm hit there. Right. I can't manage to strike him, so I'll put everything into fending off his attacks to my head. My sense of pain is already numbed, and my vision will be cut off soon. The only pain that my brain can sense is the invasion from my left arm. His bloody fists pulverize my body. My left arm frantically tries to repair me inconsequently. Oh my god, this song is so good! Everything turns white. My vision and mind turn too white to be recovered. Even thinking brings pain now. As my body is destroyed, swords are created, trying to keep it alive. That reminds me of the Fate route, it does. In exchange, my brain continues to be ground away. I don't know which one of us will die first. Oh wow, Kirei's getting damaged by those swords. It's the only reason Kirei's even taking damage is because his body's made of swords. Shirou can't even do anything but protect his body, like his head. The bones in his fists are destroyed. Oof. He bears it with an agonized expression and keeps up the assault. I dodge and swing my right fist. It's repelled. Oh my god, he's kicking his ass! A jolt runs through my left rib. I resist the sword stabbing my brain and punch again. I can still move. I can still move. I can't move this. This is my last. Oh my god, Shirou. Get up, please. That hurt. That one hurt. I shouldn't feel any pain, but my body's about to cry out from it. Flung like a ragdoll, my body hits a large piece of rubble, nearly avoiding falling off the cliff. Oh my god. Dude, Kirei is just stomping him in the ground. I can't get up. If the impact hurts this much, the pain to reinforce my body would be beyond imagination. It'll be the end. I'll burn out, unable to bear the pain. But if I go to sleep before that, if I close my eyes... No. The enemy walks to me. You can't run either. Both of us might disappear within the next minute. Then... That's right. Remember her. Get up. Do it, Shirou, please. What did you swear? Who did you swear to protect? To think that he can't even remember, like, barely anything, and it took this much of a curb stomping to get him to remember who he was fighting for. Liv. She said she won't be saved unless both of you are alive. What did you lose? What did you lose in exchange? The enemy comes closer. He drags his legs, trying to get close enough to crush my skull. No way! I won't lose. That man has no goal. He's just following his way of life he protected. But I have one. I have a goal. I have a reason I have to beat him. A reason that I have to win. That's it, Shirou. Get up. Yes, it's my boy. That's my boy, man. I don't know how much I made cry. He can't even remember the name? Oh my god. I was crying where I couldn't see her. She only smiled in front of me and always cried by herself. Yes, so I have to protect her. The crimes Sakura committed, the crimes that condemn, the crimes... Remembers, I have to protect her from everything. The girl that could only smile in front of me. Her body was dying, but she still said she'd protect me. That's all the reason you need, Shirou. So she can eventually smile in front of other people. You're getting in the way of that. Oh yeah, Shirou, this is why you're the fucking goat. Get lost. Sakura can't smile if you exist. Oh my god. You're getting in the way of that. Sakura can't smile if you exist. Man, it's... Oh my god, what a line. What a line. As everything collapses around him. Ooh, just an animalistic roar. And this song comes back. Oh my god. This is peak Fate. Yes! He landed a blow! One blow. I punch my enemy in the face with everything I have. Oh, I love their faces!
Kotomine Kirei!
2 blows. 3 blows. 4 blows. 5 blows. 6 blows. 7 blows. Oh my god! That had to have been the best Kotomine Kirei scream in the game! I punch, I punch, I punch, I punch. This is it. There's nothing left if I miss this chance. I pull all of my remaining life into this miraculous chance. Fuck. He's still strong. I've blown away. He deflected my attack and counterattacked me with a hard shot. Damn! I know! He won't let me punch him that easily. He's many times stronger than me, so he can easily fend off my attacks and come finish me off. This is probably one of the best tracks in the entire game. Oh my god. Yeah? So what? The difference in our powers won't change. Things won't conveniently go right for me. I'm blown away and my enemy comes to smash my head. Dude, Shirou is genuinely... I love him. Just that, yeah, so what? I'll lose. The self-evident truth. My body still moves. My enemy looms over me. My legs don't move. Yeah, my right leg really doesn't move at all, but I fire them up to raise my body. I won't die here. I can't avoid the enemy's attack with these legs. In desperation, I try to evade the death coming in the next second and... The guy in front of me didn't make it. Oh my god. He's standing in front of me with an upraised fist. He died. Fuck. We barely managed to get up and win. It was those last seconds of... shit. Oh, that's actually really sad.
ここまでか。単純に時間の差が出るとはな。
Yeah, just a simple difference in time. God, Kotomine. Ever since Phase Zero, I truly fell in love with Kotomine Kirei, and what an end to his legacy right here. Just what a perfect ending to Kotomine. Like I couldn't get anything better than that. He looks down at his chest. The black stain is right where his heart should be. A difference in time. So he became half dead in the forest a bit before I did. Yeah.
お前の勝ちだ、エミヤシロ。その体で何秒持つかは知らんが、目的があるのなら急ぐがいい。
God, look at Kirei. He's just dying. Kirei, you're awesome, man. He just said, yeah, you win. You don't have long, but if you're gonna do something, you need to do it now. He's just like before. He sounds uninterested in anything, just like when I first met him at the church. That's so tragic, man. He couldn't get the answer he desired. He's gonna die a man that never ever got to find happiness or a reason for his existence, and regret over not only that but his wife.
お前が最後のマスターだ。
Yeah.
聖杯を前にし、その望みを果たすがいい。
Dude, what a perfect. Oh my god. Kotomine, I love you. Last master. Words contain deep weight. The priest still sounds the same. It's natural. This man won't change, even on the verge of his death. He continues to be my despicable enemy.
散々痛めつけてくれたお礼だ。
Yeah.
容赦なく、あんたの願いを壊してくる。
Did he smile in his last moment? Wow, just a little smirk, huh? It looks like he did smile just a little bit. On the verge of rusting away, my eyes no longer serve their purpose. The priest disappears from this world with no one to bury him. Fuck. Rest in peace, Kotomine Kirei. Literally peak fiction villain right there. Like that, one of the best written villains I've ever read. Like genuinely one of the best villains. Okay, but now what's gonna change? We still have to destroy the Grail, or our body's gonna die out. I take a deep breath, drawing enough oxygen to allow me to move. My throat only moves once. Fortunately, it's not painful. Most of my senses have turned to steel. No matter how hard I try, I'm starting to feel faint. Let's go. It's my final job. To destroy the Great Grail. It all led to this moment from the very beginning. I release my left arm. My consciousness is about to fade away. My last projection. I'll use the strongest sword I know to destroy the curse along with the Great Holy Grail. It'll be the definite end. I